Hi, everyone. Happy May. I know my camera's a little dark. I need to deal with the lighting in here. But anyway, thank you. Thanks for joining. So we're gonna do a card pull. And, I love to pull some cards. You guys know that. I feel like I'm at the Oscars opening the envelope. So I've got two decks. And one of them, hang on, I'll show you. One is, they're both by Doreen Virtue. So this is the Archangel deck, and this one is the Ascended Master deck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to your higher self, and I'm going to find out, first of all, if I'm supposed to read an Archangel or an Ascended Master. And then I'll have Anki Yaya plug into the back of my hands and pull the card. And then what we really want to know is how to work with them. What are they doing for you? How can you utilize them in your life? Okay, so yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So welcome. So now that doesn't necessarily mean that you always have worked with them and that you always will work with them. So I'll try to get more information about the specific contract that your higher self has negotiated with either this Ascended Master or Archangel. I can find out maybe when it started. Okay, but I think, unfortunately, sometimes we think that if we could just hear our guides and angels and do what they tell us, that everything would work out in our lives. But that's not necessarily true, because they each have individual jobs. And that really means they have individual contracts with our higher self. So they only have a limited amount of information, a scope, if you've thought of it that way. So we're going to take a peek and find out who this, what I would call a being without a body, who it is, and then most important, what does it know and how do you work with it? Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to go with Christina. Hi, my friend. Thanks for popping in. I sure do appreciate it. Okay, let's see. We're going to do an angel. Okay, so hang on. Let me do a little preparation. Okay, I think we're ready. Okay, so Anki Yaya is going to go talk to your higher self and find out which angel. And you have more than one, probably all of you do. But that was the first thing I got, is this is just one of the archangels that your higher self has you working with. So let's see who it is. Okay. Oh gosh, of course I can't pronounce it. Okay, now don't pay any attention to what's on the card. You know, that word that Doreen Virtue put on. It's just, and I'll spell it for you. It's Zadkiel. Zadkali? I don't know. It'd be Zadkiel, maybe? I'll spell it again. Zadkiel. So Google it. Right? Google it. That's why I wanted to use the cards, because I don't know their names. Okay, now let me talk to, it looks like a boy. I can't tell. Maybe it's a female. Anyway, let me talk to it and see what it does for you. Yeah, this contracted in your childhood. So this particular archangel's been with you for quite some time. Unless, I don't know how old you are, but I'm assuming you're not a kid. Okay, hang on. Let's see. Okay, it has something to do with music. Okay, and I think it's a soother. That's what this angel is supposed to do. It's supposed to soothe you. And one of the main ways it does is through music. So obviously, when you need soothing, listen to music and call the archangel in and get a healing. I almost think also that the archangel will help you pick the music that will soothe you. Okay, let's see what else. See if there's anything else I'm supposed to tell you. I think when you were a child, you worked with this angel consciously, maybe as an imaginary friend type deal. And what they're saying is, come on back to me. Come on back. Yeah. So, okay, so that's yours. Zadkiel, I guess. I don't know. Ugh. Okay. So now let's go on to the next. Spin the wheel of fortune. Okay, let's see. Autumn. Autumn Joy. Beautiful name. Okay. Let's see. Yours is an ascended master. Okay, so off Ankayaya goes to your higher self. Okay, he's already ready. I'm not ready yet, but he's ready. I gotta shuffle. I like to do everything is in threes. I know that sounds weird, but... Okay. Hopefully I can pronounce this name. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah. This one's an easy one to pronounce. Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin. There you go. There she is. And again, don't pay any attention to whatever the Doreen has put on these cards. Let's see what Kuan Yin wants you to know. It is about female energy. It's about female power. What she's doing is strange. She has like a basket, and there's things in the basket. They look like scrolls in the basket. Let me see what she's doing. I think they're contracts. Let me talk to your higher self. Okay, this is interesting. I've never heard this before. So when your higher self writes contracts, it has Kuan Yin review them. And because she's about your female power, I think almost this. I think your higher self needs help in negotiating contracts when it has a female body in a patriarchal society. Okay, so Kuan Yin is like proofreads your contracts and counsels your higher self in how to navigate the patriarchy because it wanted a female body this time. And again, I've never heard of anything like that, but I think that's pretty wise of your higher self to say, okay, well, I'm going to go into this reality with literally one arm tied behind my back because the men run everything, right? So in order to navigate that reality, I'm going to run my contracts through Kuan Yin. Okay? So I'm not really sure how you work with her because she's always doing it. But maybe one thing you could do is ask her to help you realize your female power, whatever that means. Right? So that because that's what she's proofreading the contracts for. Right? So to help you navigate the patriarchy. Yeah. Very interesting. I always learn so much from reading people. I would have never, I guess that makes sense, right? But I've never explicitly heard of an ascended master proofreading and giving notes on a higher self's contract writing. But you got one. It's Kuan Yin. So that's pretty fun. So yeah, I hope she helps you. Okay, let's go to Sky. Hi, Sky. Okay, let's see. You're an angel. You're an angel, darling. Okay, off he goes. Off he goes to talk to your higher self about all the angels that it's enlisted. Let me shuffle. Okay. And then you can plug in and pick your card. Oh my gosh, it's the exact same one. How weird is that? I'm not surprised that both you and Christina are in the same Facebook live thing. It's Zadkiel. 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 Okay, let's see what he does for you. Okay. Let's see. What he does, it's about timing. A cadence is what he helps you with. Like when to speed up and when to slow down, even when to stop. So, for some reason, Uncle Yaya wants to butt in, so let me listen to what he has to say. It's best to work with him in the morning, maybe before you even get out of bed, and have him set the pace for the day. If it's a he, I can't tell. No, it's a she. Anyway, Google it, like I said, and see what the artists think it is. Yeah, to have this archangel set the pace for the day before you even get out of bed. Now your higher self wants to blab at me. Hang on. Okay, the reason that it contracted in to have this archangel perform this task, it's about energy efficiency, so that you won't be going fast when you don't need to be going fast. It's a conservation of energy. So, and I've never read that either, that a guide, something close to that kind of rings a bell to me, but in this reading I really understand what it's doing and how it's doing it and why it's doing it. So if it works, then you shouldn't get exhausted throughout the day. You'll be set at the pace of the day. Yeah, so that's kind of fun. I hope that helps you. Okay, Mary Lisa, thanks for popping in. Okay, let's see. Well, we're going to read two. One angel and one ascended master. That's fun. I think your higher self couldn't decide. So Uncle Yaya's going to go over and get an angel and an ascended master. So we're going to do the angel first. That's the deck I have in my hands. Okay, let's see what it is. Oh, gosh, these names are so hard for me. Sandalphon, Sandalphon, sandal like the shoe, and then Phon, Sandaphon. Let's see if it is, yeah. Okay, let's see what, I guess this is a guy. Because he's got his shirt off. He doesn't have boobs. I can't really see the face. Okay, let's see what Sandalphon does. This is a warrior. I would, but I don't necessarily think it's a protection guide, because protection guides are more on the defense. This is very much on the offense. Okay, so let me talk to your higher self. Well, what you do, and maybe you don't realize you do it, maybe you do sometimes, I think you have an inkling what I'm talking about. You push him out in front of you. He's not behind you pushing you. You push him out in front of you in interactions where you know, where it's a it's a war, not real war, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so, and like I said, I have an inkling that you know what I'm talking about, but you might not have known it was a guide or an angel. Um, I think you might even push the angel out in front of you, like in real time when you're in conflict with someone, but I also think you do it when you know you're going to go into a conflicted situation. Like, let's say a friend of yours is upset and wants to meet and talk to you, so you just send ahead of you the angel to start the war before you even get there. But again, I just have to say, I think there's something that you do when you're in conflict that is really pushing the angel out in front of you. So maybe think back at like times where you really, really, really had to, charge at someone. Because I swear there's something that you do. Okay, so you got a warrior. You got a warrior angel. Now let's see your ascended master. Okay, Anki already has it. He must have done them both because he's just standing here. He didn't go back to the astral. One more shuffle. Okay. All right. Let's see. Ooh, this is a fun one. White buffalo calf woman. I knew it was going to be female. White buffalo calf woman. Okay, let's see. Let me talk to her. Oh, this goes back to past lives. Absolutely. I feel that you were like a medicine man or a medicine woman. I think you've been both. And you really worked with this energy, with this ascended master a lot. So I feel that it's in a healing capacity. And of course, that's why, well, probably I should say it this way. The fact that your higher self wants you to be a healer this lifetime, it contracted in with White Buffalo Woman because in past lives it had when it was a healer. Okay, so let's see how you should work with her. Well, I don't know if you do any kind of ceremony or anything like that, but she likes sage, is what she's saying. White sage. When I was going to ask her, well, how should Mary Lisa work with you? I see her burning, smudging, burning white sage. So maybe you can incorporate that into healing other people. So before you do a session or a healing, maybe you'd light some white sage. Now what she does, this is interesting. She doesn't work on you, and she doesn't work on like if you're the healer, she doesn't work on you. Because I'm watching what she does while you're giving somebody a healing. She's not working on you. And she's not working on the healee. She works on the healing itself. Isn't that interesting? So let's make it easy. Like, let's say, to make it really easy, that you do Reiki. So you're using Reiki energy to heal someone. She affects the Reiki energy. Yeah. That's really interesting. So anyways, white buffalo calf woman. So I hope that helps you. Okay. Sue. Hi, my friend. Okay, you're an angel. You're an angel. That's funny. Okay. Let's see what we get. I can hear my kitty meowing. Yes, baby. What have you been doing? You've been chasing lizards? Okay. Okay, here we go. It's Raziel. 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 And in this one, Doreen Virtue put take your power back. Okay, let's see what Raziel. I already know. Because I saw a picture of it while I was shuffling. I do think this is a guardian angel, would be very close to what this angel does for you. I think it's above your aura. And it just kind of sits there like that. Yeah, right out of your aura above you. So, okay, Anki Yaya wants to chirp in here, so let me see what he said. It comes from childhood. Yeah. So I'm listening and looking. I'm looking at the image of you and the angel, and I'm listening to him. I think that's about all he wanted to say, is that your higher self contracted in when you were a kid. But the way to work with them is just to acknowledge that it's there above your head, like that. So I guess I would say this: noticing that it's there will help you feel even more guarded, like, because it's a guardian angel. Yeah. So just say hello every now and then, and it'll be right above your aura. Yeah. Raziel. Okay. I hope that helps. Have fun. Okay. What? Megan. Okay. You're an angel. I like saying that. Okay. So off Anki Yaya goes. One more shuffle. Okay, let's see who it's going to be. And the winner is... For heaven's sakes. It's Zadkiel again. You know what? Obviously, we know who picked the topic today. The Archangel, I hope I'm saying it right, Zadkiel. This one is a different image, and it's a different card, but same darn angel. Clairaudience. Yeah. Boy, that's crazy. Okay, so let's talk to this. Okay, I'm going to say this in a couple ways. She makes you more you. I was talking to a client yesterday, and she called it essential nature. Someone's essential nature. Before, or I should say, without all the programming that we get from our childhood, right? Who we really are. That's what she does for you. One way she does it is she gets other people's energy out of your field. So it's really an energy healing. But the result should be that you're more you. Yeah. So now that you know that that's what she does, she gives you an energy healing. Times when you don't feel like yourself, you might want to consciously call her in and have her give you a healing. And when I say that you might not feel like yourself, right? Maybe you're having an emotion that you don't usually have. Maybe you're feeling a little down or a little tired and you're not really sure why. Another thing that I notice a lot is if I'm in a big group of people and then I leave the group and I'm off by myself, I feel different because I have all their energy in my field is why. But, so that could be another way that you sense that you're not yourself. Think about going to a rock concert. and then coming out and getting in your car and you're by yourself and it's quiet. You know that feeling of, wow, this is a really different energy than I just got out of. Okay, yeah. So, makes you you. Okay. Next up, oh, we've got a spammer, everybody. I forgot to say that at the beginning. Hang on. The only thing I can see is them. I'll block them and report them once we're done. Florina, hello, my friend. Thanks for popping in. Okay, you're an angel too. You're going to get an angel pull. Here we go. Okay. Let's see who it is and how you work with them. Okay. It's Jophiel. Oh, you got two. Metatron. Uncle Yaya picked two. I love Metatron. But let's start with Jophiel. It's Jophiel. Jophiel. Let me get it close. My camera can zoom in. Okay, let's see what she does, and then we'll see about Mr. Metatron. Okay, let's see Jophiel. She's a balancer. And I think she helps make decisions. Helps you weigh things. So I guess I might use her if I knew this about me, excuse me. I would use her when I need to make decisions, for sure. Maybe also when I want to do what's fair, and I'm trying to decide what I think is fair, but I'm not quite sure. Like, for some reason, like a super easy example is, how much do I tip somebody? Isn't this a fair tip? You know. So she's, like I said, she's got scales, you know, not like lizard scales, but the weight scales. Yeah. So, helping make decisions and doing what's fair. Okay, now Metatron. He's so funny. He comes zooming in like this. Like, here I am. Okay, let's see what he... Okay, this is a meditation. Use him in meditation. Yeah. So, let's talk about that. Let's talk about using what I call beings without bodies, whether it's an angel or an ascended master or any other general guide. So what I like to do is, you know, sit down, close my eyes. I like to be in the center of my head. So wherever I'm at, I move into the center of my head. And my first chakra has a grounding cord attached to it, and it goes all the way down to the center of the earth. And then what I like to do is just go through the different parts of my body and let any energy that's there ground out. Just go right down the ground. So I start at my feet and just work my way up and down my arms, right? So in doing that, and it kind of leads into, I think it was Megan's reading, about being more me, because I've released all this energy down the court. Some of it isn't me. Some of it I'm done with. Some of it, you know, whatever. It's at a present time. It's not even now. So and I'll sit, I don't know how long it is. But then I know, here I am, right? And then I'll ask one of my guides to come in and give me a healing. And I'll notice something shifts, right? Like I might call in Anki Yaya, and all of a sudden I'm really aware of my feet as I'm sitting with my eyes closed in the center of my head, and I'm grounded, and I did all my grounding. I'm like, okay, here I am. Anki Yaya, come in and give me a healing. Oh my gosh, now I'm aware of my feet. Okay? And I say that versus just sitting down, closing your eyes, and telling Metatron to come and give you a healing. I think you'll really notice what he's doing if you go through that little grounding part first, to where you're like, okay, here I am. Okay, got it. And now you come in and shift me. And you can just give him healing requests, things you want. They could be physical, they could be emotional, anything. Anything. So, you got two. That's fun. Okay, let's spin the wheel. Boy, that person is really Hasmic. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, my friend. I know you'll forgive me if I didn't. It's an angel too. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we got our 3 shuffles done. Okay, okay. Oh, this is a well-known one, Gabriel. Doreen's card has Gabriel nurturing, but we'll see what Gabriel's doing for you. It's about sacred studies, whatever that means. Sacred studies. When he comes in, he's holding a book, and I'm like, what's in the book? And he said he helps you do sacred studies. So I don't necessarily think it's just reading books, right? But like, let's say you were gonna go to Gaia and watch a show, or maybe you're searching YouTube for some spiritual stuff, right? Call in Gabriel and he'll point you in the direction where your sacred studies are. Yeah. So maybe one way to think of it is that he makes you curious about spiritual topics and kind of leads you to the breadcrumbs to what I guess is contracted in for you to know or to learn. Sacred studies. Yeah. So like, let's say you wanted to take a workshop or go on a retreat, right? Call in Gabriel and help to find the one. Okay. All right. That was easy. Sacred studies. Okay. Let's spin the wheel. Boy, that person is just all over. Avi. I hope I'm saying it right, but you know it's you. AV. Okay, wait a second. You're an Ascended Master. AVI. Just wanted to spell it so you know it's you, but I bet you did. Okay. Okay. All right. We're ready. Oh gosh. This is a tongue twister. Melchizedek? Melchizedek? Let me get it close. There you go. Melchizedek? I don't know. Look, he's got something that looks like Metatron's little contraption. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see what this. I think what he's trying to say is that he mixes and measures energy, like an alchemy. Yeah. Let's see how that impacts you. I think emotionally. I think this is an emotional healer for you. And when I hear myself say that, I feel like I need to say that Homo sapiens emotions are off the chart compared to other animal forms on this planet. That we go through such a range of emotions. So this ascended master helps mix and measure your emotions. Yeah. So I guess it's kind of self-evident that if you don't like the emotion you're having, call him in and have him shift it. I also think that he helps you see more than one perspective. I don't know if you can hear my cat, but she's so silly. I always think the neighbors think that I'm strangling her because she just sings. I don't know if it picked up on the video or not, but like I was saying, like complex things and even complex emotions. You know, I was reading somewhere or listening to something somewhere where emotions like bittersweet, you know, when you find something to be bittersweet, that's really a sign of emotional health, is when you realize you're having more than one feeling at a time. Isn't that interesting? So anyway, besides regulating your emotions by mixing and measuring them, right? I also think he helps you see things from different perspectives. And it is tied to your emotions. Yeah. So I think the way to work with him, don't necessarily think it's has to be in meditation. I think when you're confronted with, you know, a complex situation and you're trying to figure out how you feel about it, just talk to him and just say, hey, you know, come and help me straighten this out, and then continue to think about it. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, you can of course work with him in meditation, but I don't think you necessarily need to be in meditation. Okay, that was an interesting one. Let's see if I haven't read anybody yet. Oops, just jumped. Hang on, everybody. I'm going back up. Jessica, I see you, my friend. Okay. Jessica, I'm going to go to you first. I can't get back to where I was. Pamela, I see you too. Okay, hang on. Jessica, let's see. You're an angel. And Pamela, I haven't read for you for a while, so I want to make sure I get to that today. Okay, Jessica, let's see. I got to focus just on Jessica for a minute. Oops, I missed my shuffle. Oh, you're an angel. Sorry, I had the wrong deck. That's probably why I missed the shuffle. Okay, sorry about all the shuffling, guys. I'll try to go fast. Okay. All right, here we go. This is for Jessica. Uriel. Uriel. If I can get it close enough. Uriel. Uriel. Okay, let's see. It's pushing you out. Go do things. Take a chance. Push forward. I'm going to say a motivational guide. And maybe the way I might think of it is it motivates me to live through the contract my higher self wants to experience next. And this brings up an interesting idea that the more we're aligned to our higher self, our divine soul that lives on the astral forever, the more we're synced with them, then the things we desire, we get. That's why I'm not a big believer in the law of attraction. Because, and I think it's from my personal life experience, I have no idea the things that my higher self was creating. I didn't even know they existed. I didn't know what transgender was. I certainly would have never been a psychic, right? Yeah, so, Jessica, I think by working with Uriel, that you're motivated to live through the contracts you have. So you can trust your desires, your wishes. I've of course have had clients say, I want to win the lottery, or I want to get married, I want to meet, my one and only, and then I ask their higher self, like, are you interested in winning a bunch of money or getting married and staying married forever? No, not at all. So it has to do with the programming in the person's energy field. Yeah. So anyway, Uriel should help you, and help motivate you. And in doing that, the things that you desire should be obtainable. Okay? Yeah. And you could just ask him to align me to my higher self. That's probably what he really does. Yeah. Okay. Now, Pamela. Okay, let's see. You're going to be an ascended master. Okay. All right. One more. Okay. We're ready. Let's see what he's going to pull. Horus. Egyptian. The Eye of Horus. I know, Artemisy. I'm almost done. Okay, so let's see what Horus has to do with you. I'm going to say he's a path guide. So, how to work with him? Let me see if I can see what he really does. You're very sensitive to earth energies. I think you're just sensitive to energy in general. And he literally gets in the earth under you and shifts the energy of the earth. Like if you're walking, he's underneath the earth shifting everything. He doesn't seem to do it above earth. That is really interesting to me. Let me talk to your higher self. Why would it do that? Why would it contract in with somebody that's massaging the earth under your feet? This is a hold, or this has been brought over from another life. And it has a status. That life had excuse me. Hang on. That lifetime you had status. It's like rolling out the red carpet, or in the New Testament, Palm Friday, where they put the palm leaves down and Jesus rode over it with on a donkey, right? That's what it's a carryover from. But That's what it really does, is it massages the earth under your feet. So I'm trying to think, if I knew I had a guy that does that, what would I tell him to do? Like, when would I work with them? Maybe this is what I might do. Maybe I would go on walks and not, maybe not the same route. I get so bored walking the same route. But ask for healing. So, like, let's say you want to love yourself more. Have Horus go on a walk with you, and wherever you go, whatever direction you go, he's going to be under the earth putting self-love energy, or energy that will give you more self-love. That might be how I might work with them. Yeah. So you don't have to go over there to get your self-love. He can put it right under your feet. All right. You guys got some interesting situations here, my friends. Windwalker. Okay. Let's see what you're going to be. You're an Ascended Master. Okay. So off he goes. Oh, excuse me. One more. One more shuffle. Okay, we're ready. Krishna. Krishna. Okay, let's see what Krishna does. It's about beauty. Krishna wants to beautify everything for you. Like a pretty environment, a beautiful environment. It's probably really good at maybe things like crystal gridding, altar building. And to explain altar building, if you have a shelf in your house that you've got to plant a picture, or maybe a crystal, that's altar building. I was telling one of my former students that, I was reading her, and I said, you need to build an altar. And she's like, oh, I don't want to build an altar. And then we communicated later about it. She goes, you know what I realized? I realized my whole home is an altar. Yeah, she's really into art, and her house is like a museum. So her whole house was the altar. Yeah. So Krishna would have you redecorate, or, wardrobe, that kind of thing. It's almost like he wants you to see the world as beautiful. That's it. To see the beauty in the world. Yeah. So, you could go on nature walks. You could go to the botanical garden, or, something like that. And just enjoy the beauty. Call him in and say, show me beautiful stuff. Yeah. It's kind of fun. Okay, let's see. Red Jessica. Justino. Hi, my friend. Okay, let's see which one. Angel. You're an angel. Okay, here we go. Let's see. So Ankiyaya's over there talking to your higher self. quite a conversation. Okay, he's back. We're ready to go. Gabriel, Archangel Gabriel. This is I don't think this is the same one we pulled before, but it's the same angel, but I don't think it's the same card. I'll show you the picture. Of course, you can go online and see pictures of Gabriel. Okay, let's see how you're supposed to work with Gabriel. Okay. This is about the highest energy that you can run, and it's amusement. Amusement. So, it's funny because as I was scrolling through, I saw, I think it was Sky, said something about my giggle or something, if I read it right, as I was zooming through. Anyway, laugh a lot, right? Lots of amusement. Smile. Well, I'll tell you, if I could go back and tell my high school self one thing, I'd say be friendly, smile, and say hi to everybody, right? Oh my gosh, I was so cripplingly shy in high school. Oh my God. Gabriel, and again, every single Homo sapien, that's the highest frequency we can run is amusement. So, if you have to challenge yourself to fake laugh, then fake laugh. Fake it till you make it. It'll just raise your frequency. Right? Yeah. So lots more laughter and amusement. Okay. Let's see. Tristina, I haven't read you. I hope you're still here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I gotta see which one you are. Angel. Oh, that was the deck I had. Angel. Okay. Yeah, you guys have probably noticed that I switched this to once a month instead of every week. So it's always the first Monday. Okay? I just got a lot of projects that I need to be working on, to be quite honest. And plus I had knee surgery, and that's kind of thrown me for a loop. Okay. All right, we're ready. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's Sandalphon again. Sandal, like the shoe, Phon. Only this is a different picture, a different card. Sandalphon. I tried to tip it so it's not glary. Okay, let's see what Sandalphon is up to for you. Let's see. Okay, this is similar to some of the other readings that we had today. I feel I'm going to say he guides you. Yeah, that's the job. But that's really what he's doing. Like, let's say that your path is a sidewalk. If you get too far to one side, he comes over and kind of pushes you back into the middle of the path, kind of herding you. Herding, not hurting. Herd, H-E-R-D, herding. Okay, now let's see how you're supposed to leverage this information. I mean, you know what I think? I think now that you know that he's there, that you don't have to question if you're on the right path or not. That's it. Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Right? Those kind of questions. I think you can, so I guess this, if you did have those questions, ask him. And this is how I think you work with him. Like, let's say, I don't know, you're trying to make a decision about a relationship. Maybe having bringing a friend closer or pushing one far away, further away. Maybe it's a career thing. This is really what I'm supposed to be doing, right? This is how I think you work with him. Of course, you can work with him in meditation, yes. But I feel you just tell, you just voice it to him. Like, is this really the career for me? And then you may not get the answer immediately, but keep asking him. In other words, excuse me, as you're processing those kind of questions, it might be over weeks or months or even years. Ask him to come in and give you clarity. But you probably won't go, is this the right career for me? No? Okay. I don't think that. I think to just keep questioning it. I still have this question, Sandalphon, right? So again, continue, as I'm thinking about it, as I'm noticing the way the universe is reacting to me questioning this, in other words, what happens in my life, that he will guide you. Okay, so don't expect a snap answer. This is a work in progress type thing. Okay? Sandalphon. Okay, let's see. I can probably do one more if there's anybody else. Chris Watson. I hope you're still here. I know we're right down to the wire here. Okay, let's see if you're an angel or you're Ascended Master. But it could have been an angel too. They were pretty close. Okay, Ankiyaya's over talking to your higher self. One more shuffle. My hands are going to be tired from all this shuffling. Okay. Let's see what card he's going to pick. Thoth. Another Egyptian. Thoth. Okay. Let's see what Thoth does. I'm going to say he's an intellectual guide. He helps your brain work. And I think it's very literally. I think how do I say this? I guess I'll just say it. I think he works on the electrical impulses in your brain. You have a brain guide, my friend. I like that. Wait a minute, let me just get a healing from my brain guide before I do my taxes. Okay, so let's see. This is how I think I'd work with this one. While you're asleep. Yes. Ask Thoth to massage your brain when you're sleeping. And I feel that it's been doing that. But continue to, you can work with him consciously now. Say, hey, give my brain a healing while I'm sleeping. Yeah. I'm not sure that you'll notice a huge difference, but definitely he stimulates brain health. So, as you move through your incarnation. Yeah. So, anyway, that's what we got. I hope that helps you. Thoth, the brain healer. So funny. All right, my friends. Well, that was fun. I missed you. So remember now, it's going to be the first Monday of every month. All right, and if you follow this page, you should get a notification. I really don't know how Facebook works, but anywho, thank you so much. I can't do without you. I got to have you to read. All right, until next month, we'll call it a healing. Bye, everybody.